Nama or Namaha. And you are invoking him. Come to me. And you do that for 5 minutes, and then you might find it a little easier to get out of bed. Once you get to make the energy alive, Yogananda said that Divine Mother, and by that he meant God in any form, she pretends she's a little standoffish at first because she wants to test you and see if you're sincere. So she won't break her silence, or he won't break his silence, or it won't break its silence until he knows that your motive is pure. But once he breaks the silence, he'll talk to you a lot. So Hanuman represents, you can't call Hanuman to like go rob a bank. You see, because he represents purity that wants to live in the right way. But if your motive is good, if you're really wanting to like face your life, learn your lessons, do what you need to do, overcome some challenge, get through an illness, defeat any sort of block, obstacle, anything, he's your guy. And in India, when you have some big challenge, you go to Hanuman, because the planet Saturn in astrology is considered the most testing planet. And we all experience that, because in yoga and the chakra systems, he relates to the first chakra, the base of the spine. And the element is earth. So any of you ever have like trouble getting out of bed in the morning? Or go through a period in your life where you just feel sluggish?
Yes.
Or you know, life is a little like blah.
Yeah.
Yes.
You feel like you're lugging a rock around in your purse or in your pocket. You know, and it's like you've got to drag yourself. Well, because we're spiritual beings, but we're in these physical bodies. And if we don't have enough awakened spiritual energy in us, it's like the gravity feeling is high. And if we get too externalized in our life, that everything's outside, and we're not paying enough attention to the spirit inside, it's sort of like we get all our energy out there. And that's like having a Mercedes and they forgot to put the motor in. You know, so you're sitting in your driveway, I got this like perfect Mercedes, and you can't go anywhere. Because you don't have the power. The power comes from within. And the problem is, in this modern world, we're so busy with a million things. And now, that was always true. And now we've got like, you know, the cell phones and the satellite television. So when we get a free moment, we can still be outward. There's nothing wrong with that stuff, but we need to look inward and reconnect with Source, because that's where our energy comes from. And even if we still had the karma to be like a famous industrialist and be rich and successful, we still need energy to do that. You see, not everyone's going to be Mother Teresa, but everybody needs energy. Right? You see, and we all have different things we have to do because that's our nature. And that's just absolutely fine. But we need to turn inside and reconnect with that spirit within and draw it out into our lives. And if we do that, we can certainly improve our lives and maybe become completely like victorious. And that energy is represented by Hanuman. And that's why whenever you see a picture of Hanuman with Rama, and often it's with Rama and his brother Lakshman and his wife Sita, and Hanuman is always kneeling, like, I'm at your service, Lord Rama, what do you want me to do? And Lord Rama represents the spiritual eye and the wisdom of the light, and Hanuman represents the love of the heart, saying I'm in total service to the light. And for that reason, he receives grace 100%, and there's no limitation. So they say in Indian culture, everybody has challenges in life. Saturn, the planet who can give us tests and challenges, he can affect even all the gods mythologically. It's a story. But the only one he cannot affect in any way is Hanuman, because Hanuman represents purity. And total, I'm in it. Let's go. Let's do it. You know, I'm awake and ready. My heart's open. Let's go. So the Bible says the same thing. Blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall see God. That purity of heart means your heart is open, it's not going in a million directions, it's connecting to source within, and then the heart becomes the center of receptivity. Not just excitement of likes and dislikes and oh my God, we won the Super Bowl or we lost on the last play and we're still sad about it 2 years later. You know, which is okay. I mean, we can dance with life and enjoy life, but in a deeper place, we still got that heart open to source within. And if our team almost wins the Super Bowl, darn it, but life is still good. You know, and if they win, great, but life is still good. Life is always good. There's going to be ups and downs in the outer world, but on the inner side, God doesn't change. Satchidananda, ever existing, ever new joy. Always at your core, always at your center, it's who you are. But if you get caught in a million things, and the heart is excited, and gets dispersed, and going here and there, and suddenly you traded in your 8-cylinder Ferrari motor and you got like a 4-cylinder 10-year-old Kia motor, and you don't know why you don't have the same oomph that you used to have, because you're getting scattered. And Hanuman represents, take some time to open your heart, connect with spirit, and receive. And if you receive, then you will feel empowered. And if you become totally devoted, and again, you could be totally devoted and still be a business person. You could be totally devoted and still have family, because we all have our karma and our own journey that we have to take is unique to us. So we're not saying we all have to shave our heads and become Buddhist monks, but we all need to connect with that source within and draw that into our life and spiritualize whatever we do. And even if you never heard of Hanuman, and you never heard that really fun rap song, or Hanuman, which is very Hanuman-like. He's enjoying that song. But even if you never heard the word, even if you never studied Hindu mythology, if you open your heart and become devoted to something uplifting, and say, I'm in service to something higher, and let's do it, you're making friends with Hanuman. Does that make sense?
Oh, are you kidding? I can listen to you forever. Can I have a microphone, gentlemen? Thank you. Wouldn't you agree that in order, because you know me so well, and what you always tell me about is because I'm giving so much love and energy to so many that I have to go into seclusion, into the quiet,
yes,
where I can be in an energy, in an environment that supports and serves what Drupada is talking about. Because it's called seclusion. So seclusion, what that means is to simply be in quiet and stillness with God, the divine, whatever that is for you. Whether the master is Jesus, or the master is Moses, or the master is whoever your masters are, whatever it is. It could be the mountains and the sky and the beauty of the ocean. Whatever it is that's bigger than you. If you don't go and I don't go, we don't go commune and go deep, then we are constantly, the energy is constantly going out. How many of you could use a retreat? How many? Be honest. A rest. A real rest.
Recharge.
Yeah, some of them are like, me! And you know, he reminded me when I was listening to him, we're going up in, is it next week after next? 2 weeks? We're going to Ananda, and Drupada will be teaching and will be working with us. And we're going to be in one of the most spiritually charged places I have ever been. I have been to monasteries, I have been to many, many temples, I've been to many places, and they're all sacred. But this is an opportunity for us to come together with great spiritual leaders and teachers and hear the truth about ourselves and spend hours in meditation, walking in nature, being together, and we do silent walks, and we go out to the point that overlooks all the mountains, and we all sit and meditate. Remember that, guys? Where we just sit and meditate together without saying a word. Isn't that one of the most important things for all of us, is that we find a way to do that or something like that?
Certainly.
Because then the energy starts coming up rather than out or down. And I know you're going to get into this. Please stay for the workshop, because if this got you interested, it's just a drop in the bucket. Where we're going this afternoon, where Drupada will talk about how many people would like their energy to be more upward ascended and less frenetic. Yeah? Or more hands. Yeah, more like in bliss and joy and grace. Let's stay and let's talk to this great teacher, great brother of mine, and let's go forward with it. And we thank you so much. I just thank you so much.
Nice to be with you all.
Yeah, Drupada.